Welcome to the tutorial. Today you're going to watch my very first art tutorial, and what I have for you is how to make an eightfold. And an eightfold is this really cool simple booklet you can make with one piece of paper, a few folds, and one cut. The example I have today is this booklet that I've made, and I show it later on in the video, but I'm just showing you. It's very simple to do. It's a few folds, one cut, like I just said. But why would you want to make this? Well, I also go over this at the end of the tutorial, but just in case you're wondering now, this is a very good way to work through a project, little ideas for a project, things you want to do to support a book or a painting or something in your sketchbook or anything, because you can make this at any size. Another thing you can do is use it to make a zine. Right now, society needs more things, especially in the US, more things. What do you mean by things? Artistic items being passed around kind of freely. Now, I don't mean that artists shouldn't be paid. I mean, it's a good time to share your artwork. And if you want to, you can put important information in these and pass them out, have those little red cards in them if you want, or, whatever you think of that you want to put in the comments. I would love to hear what other ideas you would use a simple zine project for. Thank you for listening. Here's the project. Welcome to my table. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an eightfold. An eightfold is a little booklet or a book. It takes one piece of paper, you fold it, and you make one cut. So here's one I made last year sometime. Oops, upside down. These are the pages you get. Okay. And this whole thing unfolds into one piece of paper. Here's the front and the back. All right. Things you need for this are some scissors, something to help you fold cleanly, and one piece of paper. And I'd like to stress that this piece of paper can be any size. Here's one I pre-cut and folded. I personally don't usually work on the paper before I do the fold. I usually do the fold and then work on each page. I reopen it and work on it. That's how I did the one I showed you before. This is because I always mess up the page order. That's just the way it is. So there's an example, a couple of folds. See, that's one cut. I'll show you how to do it. We're going to use this piece of paper. I figured it would be easier if I showed you how to do this on one that's already worked on so that you can see how it kind of works out. What's really funny about this is right here it says digestive injustice, but that doesn't really matter. So your piece of paper. I am going to turn this one over since I already worked on it. Remember, it can be any size. You're going to fold the short way. Now here's where you want to be very careful. I know there's a science to folding these pages so that the book itself takes into consideration the space of the paper. I am not that handy with it. I haven't worked on these that much. So what I can tell you is that you want to make sure the folds are very even. So you want your edges to be very straight and your folding to be very sharp. Oh, see, this already moved. So in order to do that, you want to make sure that when you press it, you're pretty even. And then some people use what's called a bone folder. I'm just going to use this piece of plastic. You just make sure that these edges are real sharp. So that's one fold. Open it. Now you're going to fold the other direction. I have not recorded a tutorial before, so the camera's in kind of a strange place. We will get through it. We'll get through it together. We do want to continue to make tutorials, especially for all those people that are self-teaching art for themselves, right? Self-teaching for themselves. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So, sharp fold. Okay. Open it again. From here, you're going to fold this way. So you want to fold this side halfway and this side halfway. Let me show you on this where we are. So we've just made this fold and this fold, okay? And we're about to make these folds. So, oops, paper memory is special. Anyhow, you want to, again, on this fold, you know, you could go right on the inside when you line it up. Go on the inside of the center fold. The inside here. So there you are. From here, what you want is a very clean cut right along this line. It's easier to see when there's no artwork. That's another reason why I usually don't work on it first. Because now the paper's folded the wrong way in order for me to make this cut. But anyhow, don't worry about that right now. There, that is not a clean cut. See? Okay, well, that's good. It's a good example. I made a mistake. See how that's not a clean cut? Can you see that? Well, I don't know. Well, now you'll see why. It'll just make it a little uneven. What you want to do now, you have your paper. You want to fold the long way, okay? And then you want to get to this diamond shape where the cut is. See, that's why when the cut's not even, it doesn't do this so easily. You want this. See that? So these two folds need to be pressed. The other reason they use a bone folder, because it's usually clean. Like this is just some plastic thing, right? And it just left a mark. So you don't want to do that. If you're not just messing around, if you're using artwork like that one, I would have been really upset if I had folded and left some weird mark, right? Right? Now from here, you have all of your pages together and you choose where you want to be the cover. You see how this is open and this is closed, this is open. I personally like to have a closed one as the cover, at least on the front, because that's where people turn the pages from. So that makes it so I need to then fold it in that way. So this is right where the paper cut uneven, but that's okay. But see, that makes it so that you can turn the pages more easily versus these open ones, right? And on the ones that are open like that, you definitely want to make sure they're pressed down really well because they'll be less splaying like this. But also this piece of paper has been kind of laying around for a while. Here it is, front cover, back cover, page 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. There it is. Let me open up the other one that I made so you can see what it's like. So there's the cover, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, right? Watch that. Fold, right? And I chose this as my cover because it's the solid line. And there it is. Usually what I end up doing with this is I press it. One was pressed, but then I left it out for a while. So paper has memory. It collects moisture and different things from your environment. So you want to just watch out for that. Oh, here's why you want to fold evenly. When I folded this one, I obviously made some mistakes somewhere. I just don't care that much, but some people will care. So see, here's what happens when you fold a little uneven. You don't you don't leave room for the book to actually move and fold. So what happens is it takes the space by itself into the fold, and you end up with that. But you know what? Experiment. There's no laws around this. It's called an 8-fold. And this kind of thing is really good for making a zine, perhaps making a piece of paper and then getting it Xerox copied and then folding a bunch of them with important information for, I don't know, society, perhaps something that your neighborhood needs information around. Perhaps there are phone numbers, gathering spaces, special information that might be pertinent for the sign of the times. So please do let me know if you have any questions and share with me the things that you make. All right. Thanks for being here. Have a nice day.